真空
Hey, what's going on, guys? One Hit Combo back with another video. This is our first edition of what we call Wrestling Edition. So basically what this is going to be about, we're just going to talk about the current stuff that's going on in wrestling. Who we got on the panel is Josh,
What's going on, guys?
wrestling fanatic, Don 3, wrestling fanatic. So let's get into So what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be pretty much narrating this whole thing. Just kind of asking questions, and and Josh and Don 3 are just going to discuss what their opinions, their points, and see we go from there. Just want to ask Josh, like, what are your thoughts on Seth Rollins' injury?
It's a major blow. It really is. I mean, Seth Rollins was a really good heel champion. They were using him. They were utilizing him to really carry a good portion of the show.
All right.
He was carrying promos. He was filling in the good 10, 12-minute segments on Raw.
And he was going to both SmackDown and Raw.
Yeah.
He was doing it every week too.
Yeah, and the thing is that he's a great in-ring talent too. So that's going to be missed as well.
Okay.
And the direction that they were going, or what it seems like they were going, was that they were going to use Seth Rollins as the heel champion to get Roman Reigns over as the face to beat him for the championship. And that's kind of the direction that was going. When he got injured, it not only is that going to take a really good wrestler out of the fold as far as match quality goes, and it's also going to, everybody else is going to have to step up to the plate to kind of fill in on the promos, the promo piece, and fill in the time. Luckily, they got Kevin Owens there, so Kevin Owens can kind of fill that stopgap for them, but he's going to be a missing piece. There's no doubt about it, and right now is probably the worst time for it to have happened, because you got Randy Orton out injured, you've got John Cena on a sabbatical.
Okay.
So with Daniel Bryan out with the concussions. So right now, having Seth Rollins there, he is kind of the person that would elevate that next star.
But that's the thing that I hate, is that they're relying on that one person. When you go back to the Attitude Era, where it was so many different people. Okay, he's hurt. Okay, we got someone else for the spot.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's like you putting all your eggs into this one basket, and now he's gone. He's hurt.
So you think it's kind of hurting the way?
There's no question. There's a bunch of stars that can definitely take up the spot. But Seth Rollins, when you see him on the pay-per-view, he just acts an ass on that joint. He did a flip one time last time. I was like, okay, he's wrestling somebody, and then he does the flip, and it was amazing. But I don't think that there's anybody on his level right now as far as championship wise. But there's still people that can come out. Like you said, Kevin Owens is dope. He's actually my favorite. I want him to win. I want him to have the belt now.
Right.
Okay.
Because I think Kevin Owens is better than Seth Rollins.
So I gotta ask, Seth Rollins, how serious was his injury?
MCL and ACL tear. So
Okay.
he's not going to be back around until the summer.
Really?
Yeah. So for him to be out for that prolonged, to kind of put it in perspective, he just said that he thinks Kevin Owens is better than Seth Rollins. I'm a huge Kevin Owens fan. Kevin Steen shirt, but the thing about Seth Rollins, and I don't even think it's too early to say this, Seth Rollins has been wrestling for well over a decade now. He's just now getting his spot, though, in WWE.
Okay.
He was in Ring of Honor. He was in a faction called the Age of the Fall. He had tag team success within that faction. He went on to be their champion. He was the first NXT champion, too, wasn't he? He was the first NXT champion in the developmental, which has now pretty much become its own brand because of the amount of talent they brought up. And then he had a run with the Shield where he really was the breakout star from the Shield. Everyone thought it was going to be Dean Ambrose, and it ended up being Seth Rollins. And now as the champion, he's been carrying it for months. I would argue that at this point in time, he has enough body of work to say that he can be considered an all-time great. Okay. This early on, even though he hasn't been established in WWE, just his wrestling career alone is enough to say that he's one of the greatest. And it's debatable on what level.
Definitely debatable.
But,
he's dope and all, but I would go off and take.
But the thing is that he's,
work.
Having him off the roster right now with all those other injuries, it's going to be detrimental to the product. It really
But see, on the flip side to that, though, is that now that he's hurt, and I'm sorry that he's hurt, but Now it's time for some other people to come up and step up
Yeah.
step to the plate. This might be an opportunity for somebody to step up, you know what I'm saying, and do some things. Just like when a couple years back when Triple H did this curtain call and he got bust down.
Okay.
And then Stone Cold came and he actually won.
Okay.
Yeah, what was it?
The King of the Ring.
King of the Ring.
Yeah.
If Triple H didn't do what he did
Okay.
prior to that,
Stone Cold.
Stone Cold probably would not be here. So I mean,
Really?
hopefully somebody can capitalize off of
It might
Seth
happen.
Rollins. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm putting all my shit on Kevin Owens. He's the Intercontinental Champion right now.
Okay.
He's a beast. He's a big dude. He reminds me of like Bam Bam Bigelow. The way he moves, he's a big guy, but he can he flips all the ropes. He does a lot of aerial moves too. So yeah.
All right. I mean, especially now because we're going into Survivor Series now,
Yeah.
and they started the Survivor Series tournament to crown a new champion, and that's the perfect platform for these guys to really break out and
Yeah.
break through. I mean, Cesaro on Monday night, like this past Monday night when he won his match, that crowd went absolutely crazy, and the crowd has been driving behind him.
They don't know
big
what to do
time.
with him, man.
I know they really need to step up, but people like him will be able to shine. People like Dean Ambrose. This is a perfect opportunity to really thrust Dean Ambrose back into the main event.
So, talking about Survivor Series, what are your predictions on it?
I think that the thing is that I feel like they've really kind of backed themselves into a corner here.
Okay.
Roman Reigns, we were just talking about Cesaro.
Yeah.
Roman Reigns is scheduled to wrestle Cesaro next in the tournament.
Cesaro's not gonna win. That
Exactly.
bothers me. That bothers me because he can really wrestle. Like he's a big dude. He doesn't look like he doesn't have the muscular stature.
All right.
But I seen him deadlift a guy just pick him up off the ground and slam him over his back.
Yep.
And he's done some incredible ring work
So why wouldn't you win?
because that's just the way that wrestling politics is, man.
Okay.
It wouldn't make any sense. Who is he going against?
Well, he's going against Reigns.
Nah, he loses. He's gonna lose. He's gonna lose because Reigns is that there. You can tell when you watch the
That's
show.
your golden child. Like,
Yeah,
your poster boy?
they're putting
Yeah,
they're putting. You can see the light shine on Roman Reigns, and you gonna get it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For Roman Reigns, he has all the qualities for he has his little catchphrase and he has his signature moves, which a lot of wrestlers don't have that, but he has that.
Yeah.
And before, I lost respect for him when he fought at WrestleMania because Brock Lesnar mistreated him at WrestleMania. Like, dude, are you really fucking wrestling? It's a saying that says Suplex City
Okay.
because of Roman Reigns. He
Okay.
created a catchphrase off this guy because he kept suplexing him. Suplex City just kept slamming. He slammed like
He
30.
kept slamming Brock Lesnar?
No, Brock Lesnar kept slamming.
I was about to say.
Nah. He just like, dude, are you even trying?
But that's the thing. They're trying to elevate Roman Reigns. Well, but here's the issue with it. Is just what Don said. You already know that the way that they're positioning Reigns, Cesaro's probably not going to win.
No,
Yeah.
And then on the
it's not
other-
gonna happen.
And then on the other side, they've been doing this little behind-the-scenes thing between him and Dean Ambrose.
Okay.
Dean Ambrose is on the other side of the bracket.
Right.
So it's natural to pretty much think that it's going to end up being Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose in the final.
Okay.
So it's kind of like the predictions. They put it right in front of you.
Okay.
I mean, if people would, I mean to cut you
It's
off,
just
but
easier to
like people,
predict,
like
right?
it is okay. Like for instance, guys with belts, like Del Rio, he has the United States Championship,
Okay.
and then Kevin Owens has the Intercontinental Championship. No, you're not gonna win the belt.
Right.
You're not gonna have two belts.
Okay.
They already did it already. You're not gonna do that again. They did it a couple months ago. They're not gonna do that again.
Right.
So you can always count them out already. I promise you, they're not gonna be.
Okay.
They're not getting the belt.
And the thing is that Alberto Del Rio will probably beat Kalisto.
Yes, of
And
course.
will go on to wrestle Roman Reigns.
Okay.
And that's one side of the bracket.
Okay.
The other side of the bracket, you have Kevin Owens and Adrian Neville. So Owens will probably beat Neville. Dean Ambrose will probably beat Ziggler. So it will set that up.
Adrian Neville-
and just
Adrian-
what Don said, you got the Intercontinental Champion here versus Dean Ambrose.
Okay.
The U.S. Champion over here versus Reigns.
So
it's Reigns and
Yeah,
Ambrose.
it's cross elimination. And then what's the
It's like doing math, dude.
Right.
what's
Okay.
the you just said him. He the British guy that fly
Neville.
Neville. He's a jobber.
He's a what?
He's a jobber. Jobber is somebody who takes losses.
Okay.
And he's good.
He's just there to fill in.
Every time I've seen him do a Red Arrow, he's done it perfectly. Every time he flipped out of the ring, he's done it perfect. He's done it perfect to the point where he flipped out the back of the ring and he lands on his feet. Who the fuck does that?
Yeah.
He flipped out of the ring and landed on his feet.
Okay.
You know how high that fucking rope is? It's like 10 feet, and he flips off. They catch him, but he lands on his feet, and you're not showing no love.
Yeah, and that's the problem. They've set it up in a way that they've made it predictable. And what I'm worried about is that they're going to try to do a swerve where they're going to try to make Roman Reigns, because they've been hinting that Dean Ambrose is going to turn on Roman Reigns.
Okay.
And I have a feeling they're going to try to recover this by making a swerve where where Roman Reigns goes heel.
Okay.
And if they even try that as a swerve, it won't work. The problem is, regardless what they do, if Reigns beats Ambrose and Ambrose turns heel, the fans aren't going to go home happy. You know, if Reigns beats Dean Ambrose and goes heel, the fans still aren't going to go home happy.
Okay.
And WWE has fallen into this trap with their pay-per-views where they're trying too hard to they're not organically letting people climb. They're pushing these people into this position.
You need to keep that shit like it was. You need to get a fucking steel cage with electricity barbed wire around the joint. No referees, and you fight it out. But you'd be surprised who wins the fucking match.
Well, but that's the problem though, is that they don't book it to where you're on the edge of your seat of what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And that's what I was getting at. Is that right?
Yeah.
They should leave it. They should always leave it open ended so that when you watch it, you can understand and be like, this is probably what's going to happen. But there's always an out for them to change it.
You know why it's not gonna? You know why it's not gonna change? Because there's no competition.
Well, that's true.
Yeah, you're gonna take what we give you and you're gonna deal with it. I don't care.
Yeah, that's unfortunately true.
All right, on to the next topic. So, next question. How do you guys feel about the enhancement talent that joined NXT, such as Samoa Joe,
Why?
James?
Why is there enhancement talent for? You got Rhino. Why? Why are you even there for? You're finished. It's over with. Dead serious. You're finished. You know why the people come back? Because they want to try to get that second run. Like nobody, like the kids watching now don't even know who the fuck Rhino. They don't even know who he is. Samoa Joe. I don't watch the fucking what's the other TNA? I don't watch that shit.
Well, see, I have an opposite perspective on that. I think that guys like Rhino are a name.
Finished.
And the thing is that Rhino being there helps to enhance guys that are lesser known and to help bring them along, because you got to keep in mind, this is a developmental league. So it's just like Rhino showing up in the indies. It's just like in independent wrestling, there's always past stars there because that's what draws the fans.
Mm-hmm.
Casual fans who probably couldn't care less about some of the wrestlers that are there and don't even know the names of the wrestlers in that company will tune in because they recognize the name. And that's why they bring them in. And like someone like Samoa Joe.
Hold on, 1 second.
Right.
Guess what channel I was looking at when they said Brian Kendrick was coming in?
What's that?
It wasn't that channel. Who gives a fuck about Brian Kendrick?
Okay.
Oh shit, Brian Kendrick's coming on. I gotta go see him. I'm like, oh, what the fuck cares?
But the thing is, though, is having
Finish.
somebody like Brian Kendrick there, though, is good for the
He's a
talent.
trainer. He trains.
Yeah.
Right, but it's still good for the talent. But for instance, like Samoa Joe is great to be there because Finn Balor needed someone like Samoa Joe.
He fucked him up too.
Yeah, I mean, they're the two main eventers right now. If
Yeah.
Samoa Joe wasn't there, right now Finn Balor would realistically probably be, they would be rushing Apollo Crews to wrestle Finn Balor.
I watched Apollo Crews wrestle Finn Balor. That was the first time I saw Apollo Crews wrestle. Period. There, did he?
Having someone like Samoa Joe is important because Finn Balor is going to have to drop the NXT belt before moving on to the
Of
main
course.
roster.
Well, he might be able to take it with him, but
Well,
you had to drop
but,
it.
Right. So Samoa Joe is that great stopgap to beat Finn Balor. Finn Balor goes on, so then when Apollo Crews comes up, there's Samoa Joe. That's a victory to bring him up.
What?
And that's like, for instance, with James Storm. James Storm will be better in a tag team. I don't think that him as a single wrestler right now is the right move for quote-unquote enhancement talent. I think that he should be in a tag team to help those tag teams because the NXT tag team division right now, they're moving so fast. These guys are going to be on the main roster.
Yeah.
They're going to be on there sooner rather than later, so they need somebody like that.
But my problem, is not, the problem with me is that it's not the fact that I think they all need enhancement talent to go against people who have been in the ring before, who have the experience. It's just the enhancement talent that's the problem. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, like Chris Jericho. You know he's my favorite wrestler.
Right.
If I wrestle Chris Jericho and he let me beat him,
Uh-huh.
that's dope. That means a lot to me.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Whereas like, okay, well, I beat Brian Kendrick. I'd rather beat Chris Jericho than Brian
Oh, so you're
Kendrick.
saying these people
It's
that are
the
beating are
quality.
scrubs.
Yeah, the quality.
Okay.
The quality enhancement. You know what I'm saying? Aside from Samoa Joe.
Right.
'Cause,
Samoa
I mean,
Joe,
I don't know-
James Storm are both.
I've never seen
good, though.
I've never seen James Storm wrestle before. I've seen Samoa Joe maybe once or twice. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not a
Right.
TNA person. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
But yeah, I just think that I have a problem with the enhancement time.
So they have to have better quality.
Yeah, of
wrestlers
course.
to
I'd rather
beat.
I'd rather beat
Instead
you know
of
what I'm
Scrub
saying?
McGee.
Like, yeah, Brooklyn Brawler. You know what I'm saying? Like that
Right.
don't mean that to me. You know what I'm saying? But
Okay.
that's just me, man.
On to the next one. So the tag team division. What do you guys think? Headed in the right direction, or does it need work?
I think it's headed in a phenomenal direction
And why is that?
because last year there was nobody. There was nothing. They
So-
were working with nothing. Now
So
you
what do you got now?
I mean, they got the Lucha Dragons, which I think is dope. They have-
So those are Mexican wrestlers?
Yeah, Lucha Dragons. It consists of Kalisto and Sin Cara, and it's Sin Cara too.
Yeah.
Right.
It's Hunico. Hunico's playing Sin Cara.
And I told you before, I think Kalisto is better than Rey Mysterio. That's just me. That's my personal preference. You know what I'm saying? I like luchador wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Like I love it because Rey Mysterio is the reason why I even started liking luchador wrestling.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I watch him from WCW.
Yeah.
I just saying that when I see Kalisto, the moves he does though, like it's amazing. Like he sticks his moves, like moves. I'm like, damn, how the fuck did he pull that shit off?
Yeah.
Like he'll hit the rope and he'll flip up and kick you in the face, or he'll do the little twirl in the air and hit it perfectly. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like I think they're a dope ass tag.
So who else is it? Who else are they working with?
They have they got the Usos. The Usos are back. I'm not excited about it.
Going off of what Don's saying here is that I think I have a different perspective. I don't think that it's on the right track right now. It was on the right track about 2-3 weeks ago before the Usos came back. When did the Usos come back? Was it last week or 2
Last
weeks
week.
ago? Okay, so first of all, you have the New Day.
And what's the
which-
New Day?
The New Day is Kofi Kingston,
Big E.
Big E, and
and,
Xavier
Xavier
Woods.
Woods.
So
It's
it's
a
three
faction.
people.
It's a faction.
Okay.
They're the tag
Yeah,
team
but
champions right now.
They share the tag team championship.
Okay.
Like the Freebirds did back in the
Okay.
day when they had the Freebird rule, where all three of them could
Oh, that's
could
cool.
defend the belt,
Okay.
right? They are by far one of the most entertaining things on
Oh,
TV
yeah.
right now.
Oh, yeah, without
you
a
can
doubt.
build that division around them. The Dudleys came back.
Oh yeah,
and
yeah.
they
I heard
were
that.
and they were having the feud with New Day and the Dudleys, where it looked like the Dudleys were going to get their 10th.
Yeah.
Ta-
Because
10th,
they've had every
Time.
wrestling federation wrestling promotion they work for, they've had the belts from.
Right.
Even from the Attitude Era, and then they had when SmackDown and Raw broke into two different, but they had belts from those two.
Okay.
So they have a new WWE tag team. It looks like a Spartan.
Yeah, it has two gladiators
Yeah,
that are facing
gladiators.
each other on
And
the
they haven't
belt.
won that belt. I think personally, I would like for them just to win that belt.
Mhm.
I mean, these guys are, they're in their 40s. They're in their early to late 40s. So they're about to retire pretty soon. But they're definitely going to be in the Hall of Fame.
Right.
And I would like for them to have, it was the 10th time.
It would
right?
be the 10th.
Yeah.
So what happened then?
So that was the direction it was going.
Okay.
Now the Usos come back, and just what Don was saying, the division is deep right now.
Yeah.
You've got the Lucha Dragons, you've got the primetime players. Unfortunately, you've got the Colognes that are dressed up like matadors right now,
Yeah.
where they
Colognes, yeah. Lost matadors.
and they're former tag team champions,
Yeah.
and they're putting them in a random gimmick. But that's
Okay,
beside
okay.
the point. You've got the Ascension there that's kind of doing nothing right now.
These guys, look, essentially went NXT, they were undefeated for a whole entire year.
Yeah.
They get called up,
Uh-huh.
get an ass whooped every week.
Right. It's just like you've got all these pieces. I mean, what was that? We just named what 6-7
Yeah.
tag teams right there.
Okay.
So you got 6-7 tag teams. What happened with the Usos was it Jimmy or Jay that went out injured?
The one who's married to Trinity, his brother.
Jay. Jimmy.
One of them, they both look
So
So
he
Jimmy.
went out injured. So they had been out of the tag team division for a while. So they're just not coming back. So out of all those teams that I just named,
Okay.
they didn't thrust them into any type of warm-up program with any of those guys. What do? They jump them right into the title picture, and now the Dudleys are taking a back seat.
Are you serious?
So
Yeah.
you derailed literally, what, 2 months they've been doing this? 2 months of programming with the Dudleys and the New Day, and New Day is getting over big. And the Dudleys are probably the most. I mean, I'm a Road Warriors fan. That's what got me
Yeah.
into professional wrestling.
Yeah.
But so I'm biased to say that I think the Road Warriors are the greatest tag team of all
Okay.
time. But if anyone want to argue with me, the Dudleys are just as good as the Road Warriors.
Okay.
That's within there. And you got the opportunity of a lifetime to have the Dudleys win their 10th championship, and New Day could have won it right back.
Yeah.
Next
Next
day,
day.
just to get the
Next day, wouldn't be mad at it.
It's just to get the accolade for it, and then they would have been what, four-time tag team champions, New Day, or three-time tag team champions, right there.
Okay.
You've solidified your top dogs now in the division. The Usos can then go wrestle them after they have a
Yeah.
program with someone else. Why derail 2 months of television?
That makes sense.
Just to put the Usos in there,
Okay.
like.
I think they should just go get Braun Strowman and Luke to come out there. What is it?
Luke Harper?
Luke Harper? No, what's the other one?
Eric Rowan?
No, Luke Harper.
Okay.
They should have a tag team.
So I mean, do you agree with Josh that?
No, of course, 100%.
Okay.
100%.
They derailed the momentum that they had going with the tag team division. And
I mean, and the thing about it, they got derailed, yeah, but you know they're still like, I mean, they're still legends though. You know what I'm saying? Like the Dudley Boys, but it's like, why put all that? Dude, when the Dudley Boys came out, was it like 2 months ago, 3 months ago? Dude, I was fucking excited like shit.
the pop from the crowd was insane.
Yeah.
I mean, that crowd went absolutely insane when that music hit, and it's like you had that perfect opportunity.
You did it dirty.
And the thing is like you got all these other teams. Like, do something with those other teams. You want to bring the Usos back, that's fine. You know what would have been a perfect opportunity to bring them in and have them wrestle the Ascension. Give the Ascension something to do. I mean, they've been
They're gonna lose anyway.
Yeah, they've been losing for months. It's
Might as well, right?
Yeah, so might as
But I
well
think,
feed them.
see, on a good note though, I think the Ascension's getting bust back down in NXT because Gamble and the other guy,
Jordan
Gamble,
Yep.
they called him out.
Okay.
So they're gonna come back down. They need to go down there for a little bit and
Revamp a little
Yeah,
bit.
man.
Okay, saying what you just said, okay, that the Uso brothers are going up. So what's gonna happen now? Like, you think it's just gonna continue to be like Dudley Boy?
I mean, there's so many people. There's
You know
there's
what I
so
mean?
many
Like-
there's so many different tag teams. So I mean,
You think they can like change it back up to the point where it's better again, or?
I think that unfortunately what I think they're going to do is they're going to crowd that tag team title situation where they're going to throw in the Dudleys, the Usos, and New Day together.
Okay.
And they're going to try to recreate that magic that they had with the Hardys, Edge and Christian, and the Dudleys.
it can
Oh,
never
wow.
be duplicated. It
Uh,
can't be duplicated.
No
way.
But I think that's unfortunately what they're going to
That's
try
what they're
to
trying to
what
do.
they're going to try
Yeah.
to do, and I think that they're rushing it because the thing is in a couple months I don't think TNA is going to really exist anymore, and if it does, it's going to be on such a smaller level.
They're
So they
like-
have the potential of having the Hardys come back.
Yeah.
So the thing is why not wait until you got that type of situation, and that could happen at Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
You want to have a ladder match or have one of those crazy
That would
like
be sick.
TLC type matches? Why not do it with New Day, Hardys, Dudleys, and the Usos? I mean, that would
Lucha
be
Dragon.
they could throw Lucha Dragons in
But,
there. They're
okay,
overcrowding it though.
The
truthfully.
one little last thing I want to point out is for the Lucha Dragons versus the Usos. That'll be high energy.
Absolutely. Well, if you got another Sin Cara, they need to get someone else to
No, he's
portray
good.
Sin
He's doing
Cara.
power bombs now. I love it.
Uh,
I love it. He's doing power bombs.
Callisto is so
But
much
they work
better
well.
though.
They work, but they work well together.
Carl looks so tired. Sure, he doesn't want to be there.
I mean, they could. I really do. I agree with that. I think that they honestly get. I think that they could honestly get Sin Cara 3. they can put someone else.
That's
in the
not
match.
some car. He don't got the tattoo on his arm. He's
But-
an imposter.
But the thing is like they really
Unmasking.
they could go with that. I mean,
The unmasking. They like tie that man to the chair. All right, next topic. This will be the last one, and so it has to deal with championships. So what do you guys think of that? Do you think that there needs to be more, or does WWE have enough?
It needs to be more.
There needs to be more championships?
Yeah, because look
Why
at
is
somebody
that?
look, take Kofi Kingston for instance. He
Okay.
doesn't have to be WWE champion.
No.
Never. It's not gonna
So you think if they add more belts, you think you can have a
happen.
champion?
Yeah, at least have something to aspire to. They had the cruiserweight and okay, get rid of European championship. I get that, but the cruiserweight, come on, man. Like
So they got rid of the cruiserweight.
Yeah,
Why is that though?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know what the reason for vacating it was at all.
It was dumb, but the Cruiserweight Championship is awesome. You get them high flyers. You get you're gonna get Neville. You're gonna get Kalisto. You're gonna get Sin Cara. You're gonna get Kofi Kingston. You're gonna get all these guys. These guys that are never gonna get WWE champions. It's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
Right now alone, Neville's a prime example. Neville, Tyler Breeze is another one who. Tyler Breeze has a lot of charisma, and this is the problem. These guys have charisma. You got guys like Adrian Neville, who is a high flyer. He has an it factor to him. He just doesn't have that charisma about him. And unfortunately, WWE tends to only put the title on people that they feel is the total package.
Yeah.
Okay.
They don't. If you're lacking in any area, unless you're Roman Reigns, who for some reason
They just like the guy so much.
if they like the guy so much, they'll put the belt on him.
Yeah.
But the thing is, when you have guys like that, is just like Don was saying, you can't, like, Neville's never going to be the WWE champion. He should be given an opportunity to be, but he won't. So you need titles like that for guys.
because it's like, okay, if I'm a cruiserweight to like 145 to like 180 or something like that, around that, whatever. But if I'm a cruiserweight and they have the cruiserweight championship,
It's
I know that I can,
205 and lower.
I can aspire to be the best cruiserweight ever. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I can, you maybe go for Intercontinental down the road. But cruiserweight, I can be the best cruiserweight champion. I can go on Hall of Fame as the best cruiserweight champion down the road. You know what I'm saying? Like,
so these guys will never because
no, because I mean, okay, we're talking about Neville again. Neville is short. He's got the physique.
Okay.
He has the ring moves. He's a really good wrestler. He's just really short.
Yep.
When he goes up against them top stars, they're looking down on him. So he automatically just.
so cruiserweight would be the best one for him.
Yeah. I mean, hardcore championship I thought was dumb.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
I thought it was fun. I thought it was fun. To me, it was a gimmick. Though.
Yeah,
it was a funny thing.
It's
Like
the flavor of the month.
when Crash Holly used to have it, and it was like anybody could wrestle him at any time. Like it was a funny thing.
Okay.
Yeah, you could wrestle. You could be in the bathroom taking a shit.
and
Somebody kick the bathroom over like that. You gotta put that belt up. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
Dang.
I mean, things like that. It's just like, WWE, man, like I said, these guys did a top promotion. There's no competition, so they can put out whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So they don't. There's nothing for them to compete against.
I have a question. So what other, besides the cruiserweight belt, what other belts could there be?
I mean, they had the European Championship, but I don't think it really matters. I mean, just something. I mean, because they're the Intercontinental Championship and then the United States Championship. But the Cruiserweight Championship, the Cruiserweight Championship, not only will that it'll have something for other guys to try to aspire to win, but Cruiserweight is the best division. Like, dude, when I was watching WCW, that was the highlight to see the Cruiserweights come out there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Chris Jericho, he was a little big for Cruiserweight. But, Rey Mysterio, La Parka, Juventud Guerrero, these guys, like even Eddie Guerrero, these guys, because it was high energy. They flip all the ropes and doing all this amazing shit, crazy shit. And it was the majority of all the Mexican wrestlers.
Okay.
So they all know each other. They all know each other's moves. So they could do a move, and then when they both do a move together, then they end up standing, with their hands. I don't know how to explain it, but I just think that it'll be good to have a Cruiserweight Championship to see these high flyers. I love to see the high flyers, man. Like motherfuckers flipping on and taking risks on their body, whatever.
So what do you think about that? I mean, do you agree?
I agree. I think as far as another championship that they could introduce with how deep the Divas division has become and how many Divas that they have coming up from NXT, I think they should do a Divas tag team division.
They don't even have that?
Yes.
Really? They have
And
just one Divas title, and I don't know how many women that they have. Right, to be honest with you, like they're showcasing 9 right now.
Okay.
I can't tell you how many are in NXT that are just waiting in the wings to come up,
Okay.
and how many are out there. How many of them are honestly out there right now that are probably being looked at for developmental contracts? Sooner than later, WWE is going to have the issue where they're going to have so much female talent. They're not going to have enough TV time to really give them and to really make do on this promise of a Divas Revolution.
Yeah.
They need to incorporate a Divas tag title.
So is there a Divas tag team though?
Yeah, there's no Divas tag team.
But what they have is a bunch of stables right now. They had Team Bad and then
PCB.
PCB.
Well, I don't think it's PCB, but kind of will. And then
what were you gonna say?
And then Bellas.
And the Bella, Team Bella. Yeah.
This right now, this Divas division is the best I've ever seen.
Yeah.
The talent, these girls are fighting like their jobs depend on it. and that's dope. You know what I'm saying? Even the moves. And like I said a long time ago, I always thought that every time I watch wrestling and I would see the girls come out, I go use the bathroom, or I go do something else, or I just wait and come back. Now these girls, these girls out here, they pulling up moves, they doing moves, they wrestling better than some of the dudes right now.
That's true.
So
You know what I'm saying?
it would make sense for them to have a tag
because
team
there's so many.
championship on more Diva belts.
They push so hard to get the divas some respect, to get TV time, and it's true. They needed some TV time because back in the day, all the girls were just eye candy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But now these girls out here, they flip off the ropes. They're doing technical moves. They're doing not cool ass finishers. Shit that they weren't doing back in the day. You know what I'm saying? It's just dope. All these girls coming up with Sasha Banks, Charlotte, Bailey should be up next year.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, but I'm not taking away from anything from the girls from back in the day because Molly Holly was one of my favorite coming up. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. The women of today are definitely in the vein of those type of wrestlers. Molly Holly, Ivory, Jazz, Lita, like the
Trish Stratus.
Yeah, Trish to an extent.
To a certain extent.
To an extent.
I think she's more like the eye candy.
Yeah, Trish was one of those female wrestlers that she evolved as time went on. She got a lot better towards like the end of her career.
Yeah.
But like the women like Ivory, Molly Holly, Victoria, Jazz,
Okay.
like they really are what the Divas division is now. Like back then when they were kind of those standout, like when it was like, man, she can really wrestle, but the rest of them kind of like the Cat, remember the Cat and all them other like Tori and all the other ones that were
They
just
had
eye
no
candy.
wrestling
They
skill
didn't have any wrestling
whatsoever.
skill. These girls today, they have skill.
Okay.
And then in NXT again, you got a ton of people coming up there. I mean,
all those girls are hungry. Like they's like, man, if I don't win this match, I'm losing my job. Like they wrestling like that. And but getting back to Sasha Banks, man, like, dude, like I watch these girls and her ring, like the way she moves, she's like, like the way she handles stuff in the ring and her finishing move, and she hits you the back crack and it flips over into the submission joint. But just the way that she moves inside the ring, even Charlotte, who she has the belt right now. She has the belt.
Okay. So there's like you said, there's only one belt.
Yeah, it needs to be
Out of how many? 9, you said?
It's more than 9.
It's got to be. There's 9 right now on the main roster that are being showcased, and I swear.
But you feel there's gonna be more?
I swear there's at least 5 in NXT right now.
What's the Asian girl that just came up? You talking about Kana? She's there.
Athena Reese is there,
got,
and she's going to be fast tracked also.
And Alexa Bliss, she's
Alexa
starting
Bliss
to
will probably
really
be
show her
ready
ass
soon.
off.
Yep.
But then they got Eva Marie. Who the fuck thought that was a good idea to have her? She's not working. Like, why does nobody not understand that? She's not a good wrestler. I sit through it.
Yeah, they need to
It's
cut.
just-
They need
you
to
need to
cut
let her
ties
go.
with her. They put it this way:
can't-
they have enough women right now that there's ones that are expendable.
Yeah, man.
Like they can get rid of some. They have that much talent right now that there's expendable people on the roster.
That was our first edition of the wrestling edition.
Okay,
Like, share, subscribe.
And check out our
Like,
Facebook.
Share, subscribe. Like,
And
share,
then
subscribe.
we will continue to make more of these videos. If you have any other comments, leave them down below on any of the topics we discussed. Alright guys.
All right, guys.
Peace.